Welcome back to Chatternest. Take a slow breath. You've walked into the clinic. You've waited. You've spoken. You've listened. And now, you've stepped outside. But sometimes, the real story doesn't end inside the clinic. It begins after you leave. You step onto the street. The world looks exactly the same. Cars passing. People walking. Life moving forward. And yet, something inside you feels different. Something inside me feels different. A subtle internal change. Not visible, but deeply real. You begin to walk slowly. Not in a hurry. Not rushing to the next thing. Just walking. And for the first time in days, your mind feels quieter. My mind feels quieter. Less noise. Less overthinking. More calm. As you walk, you start replaying everything. The questions. The answers. The doctor's calm voice. And one sentence keeps coming back. Don't ignore what your body is telling you. That line feels simple, but powerful. Feels simple, but powerful. Something easy to understand, but deeply meaningful. You think about your recent days, late nights, unfinished thoughts, constant pressure, stress that doesn't stop. And suddenly, you realize something. This didn't start in my body. You whisper softly. It started in my mind. That thought changes everything. It changes everything. A realization that shifts your entire perspective. You stop walking for a moment, just standing there, feeling that truth settle inside you. Settle inside. To become accepted and understood internally. You take a deep breath. And for the first time, you're not just breathing. You're noticing it. Noticing it. Becoming aware of something you usually ignore. You realize how often you've ignored small signs. Tiredness. Lack of sleep. Mental exhaustion. Extreme tiredness. You used to think, I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with it later. Postponing a problem. But later never really came. As you walk again, your pace slows down. You're not trying to distract yourself anymore. Not checking your phone. Not rushing your thoughts. Just being present. Being present. Fully aware of the current moment. And in that quiet space, you say something to yourself. Something honest. I haven't been taking care of myself. That sentence feels heavy. But true. Feels heavy. Emotionally serious or important. You stop again. But this time, not because of fear. Because of understanding. Understanding replaces fear. When you know something clearly, fear reduces. A few hours ago, your mind was full of questions. What if something is wrong? What if it gets worse? Gets worse. Becomes more serious. But now, those questions feel softer. Less intense. Less intense. Not as strong as before. You realize how powerful clarity is. Clarity. Clear understanding. Removes confusion. It doesn't solve everything, but it changes how you feel. It changes how you feel. Emotion shifts with understanding. And sometimes, that's enough. You take another deep breath. This time, slower. More intentional. Intentional. Done with purpose. And you make a quiet promise to yourself. I'll listen more. I'll slow down. I'll take care. These aren't big dramatic promises, but small, real ones. Small but real. Simple actions that truly matter. As you continue walking, you realize something important. This visit was not just about health. It was about awareness, balance, and honesty. Balance. Maintaining stability in life. Because sometimes we don't notice the problem until our body forces us to stop. Forces us to stop. Makes you pause whether you want to or not. You reach a corner. Pause. And look around. Everything is still moving. Just like before. But inside you, something has shifted. Calm. Clarity. Awareness. And maybe that's exactly what you needed. Sometimes we think we need answers, but what we really need is to pause, to listen, to understand. Because your body is always speaking, in small signals, in quiet discomfort, in subtle changes. And when you finally listen, you don't just feel better, you become better. Before you go, take a moment and tell me this. What is one thing you want to improve in your daily life? Write it in the comments. Thank you for staying with me through this journey. And remember, your English and your life both improve, one small step at a time. I'll see you in the next episode of Chatternest.